Hey, what's up, guys? Jasper Gonzo here. Another What's Next? Your daily dose. Weekend edition. Well, in continuing the theme with, of course, the demise of Roe v. Wade, and of course allowing the states to vote upon it. Of course, my opinion is that basically that abortion should be wiped off the planet, but baby steps. It took us 50 years, almost 50 years to get to this point of killing this thing. Now, it's going to be up to states to take back control. Some states have automatic triggers protecting life. Others have automatic triggers to continue the death mills. Well, with that being said, let the insurrection begin. Let's take a look. This comes out of the blaze. Night of rage. Protests erupt into violence across the country. Fox News headquarters targeted. Fireworks shot at police. Pro-life woman attacked. Journalist assaulted. And that's just within the first hour. Protests erupted across the country following the Supreme Court overturning Roe. In major U.S. cities, pro-abortion protesters, yes, let's just call them what they are, domestic terrorists, violently clashed with law enforcement on Friday. This comes out of D.C. Antifa linked. Surprised? Pro-abortion group Jane's Revenge vowed to undertake a night of rage after a Supreme Court ruling allowing states to make the final call on abortion. Yes, through legislative process and voting, democracy, now we can't have that. Black bloc protesters wielding umbrellas marched through the streets of D.C. The group chanted slogans such as, wait for it, if abortion ain't safe, neither are you. If we don't get in, we burn it down. Every city, every town, burning the precinct to the ground. F the church, F the state. We won't let them decide our fate. How much you want to make a bet that they had those already in the books, waiting, already baked, freshly dressed for such an occasion? And of course, they burned American flags. Again, surprised? Footage from the protests were provided by Fox News associate producers Lisa Benetton, Post Millennial, Hannah Knighting, Washington Examiner's Matt Miller, and TPS USA contributor Drew Hernandez. The following videos may be unsuitable for some viewers. All right, moving on. Lisa Benetton. As you can see, they're so confident in themselves that, yeah, we're just going to cover our faces, put on hoodies, wear umbrellas, but nevertheless, they are Antifa. I'm sitting there reading, she would have got smacked in the mouth, but that's just me. Matthew Miller. You know, it's good that they're moving barricades because, of course, most of them don't have jobs, so this will be the closest thing to work they'll actually ever get. Drew Hernandez. Of course, burning the American flag, sure, why not? Because they're not like that. That's been done the first time. New York City. Now, some of these videos come from Freedom News TV.
City Police Department. Since you have refused to leave the roadway, you will be placed under arrest on the charge
almost
of
a little
conduct.
RoboCop-ish, don't you think?
Accompany the arresting officer to the prisoner transport vehicle.
course, this is outside of the Fox News building, the News Corp. F Fox, F capitalism. As you can see right there. Lovely, isn't it? There it is, in all its glory. I'm sure that meant to be Kevin, although of course they don't know how to spell. I'm waiting to see the one. Where is it? Yeah, let's tell you where we are. Abort the court. I thought there was one, but I might have been wrong. L.A.
At the steps of City Hall. However, this group here, close to 1,000 strong, has now entered the 110 freeway. So once again, we're looking at the northbound side of the 110 freeway near 5th Street, where you could see a pickup.
And these are our lovely, peaceful protesters. So a guy just going about his way, going about his business, trying to go through traffic, gets his car damaged because of asshole knuckleheads. And it is against the law to block traffic in all 50 states. And if you happen to hit one, oh well. My thoughts. I'll edit this down so that way everything just flows. But the pictures speak for themselves. Funny how these are the same knuckleheads. I said in a TikTok video, these are the same knuckleheads who in 2020, the lovely peaceful protests because of the passing of St. George Kirby, everyone bow your heads, you know, billions of dollars in damage, cops shot, cops killed, residents upended, stores looted, stores burned in over 24 cities across the country, yet they didn't have a problem with that. These shenanigans in the 2020 election, they didn't have a problem with it, even though SCOTUS stayed away from it. Forcing you to take a poke of experimental medicine because it's good for you, because if not, you will be fired from your job. That was okay. Because it was not about my body, my choice. Couldn't tell you what a woman was, but could tell you men could get pregnant. But now, it's about a woman's choice. Now, it's about a woman's health. Now, they know what a woman is. And this, God forbid, is just the beginning.
So you're beginning to see why precisely 0 people throwing tantrums today have bothered to explain the law or the principles that supposedly underlie Roe v. Wade. Not one of them. Instead, they're yelling, as they always do, suspending the January 6th hearings to start an insurrection. And that would, of course, include Joe Biden. Here he is.
It was 3 justices named by one president, Donald Trump, who are the core of today's decision to upend the scales of justice and eliminate a fundamental right for women in this country. Make no mistake, this decision is a culmination of a deliberate effort over decades to upset the balance of our law. It's a realization of an extreme ideology and a tragic error by the Supreme Court, in my view.
Notice that it's abortion that is the red line for them. Abortion. Of all the issues, why is that so important to them? It's obvious why it's so important to America's corporations, almost all of whom immediately waded in to say, we'll fly you to get an abortion at the state of your choice. Why? Well, of course. Employees without families are loyal to the company. And of course, it's much cheaper to pay for an abortion than it is to pay for maternity leave or an extra name on the insurance policy. So it's all about the money for corporate America. It always is. Families are bad for big corporations, therefore they're against families. But what's the president talking about exactly? What's this extreme ideology? Pro-baby? That's extreme ideology that, quote, upsets the balance of our law. What is Joe Biden talking about? This particular ruling dramatically reduces the power of unelected judges to dictate the details of the lives of millions of Americans and returns that power to voters. Voters get to decide how they want to live. That's an extreme ideology that upsets the balance of power somehow. We thought that was the whole premise of our system. We thought that was democracy. And yet the very people who've been lecturing us for years about democracy, it's the end of democracy, are horrified by the return of democracy.
It's pathetic. All this shit is pathetic. And shit gets out of control. You can blame the Nancy Pelosi's, you can blame the Maxine Waters, and you can blame the Joe Dementias because they allowed shit like this to happen. And with that being said, I'm Jasper Gonzo. This is What's Next. Want to see more just like this? Please leave a comment below. Like it, share it, subscribe to it. And we'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.